Got called in for a 2009 Ford Expedition, and I'm going to have a hard time keeping a straight face with this one because, yeah.
At least I don't know who I am.
Yeah, right. So, you want to be undercover on this one. I should have thought of that years ago. So, 2009 Ford Expedition. Problem with this one here is that there's no blower controls. And sure enough, I go in there and I just wanted to see if I could pull any codes on this thing. The only code that's in there is for the rear blend door, which is thumping away back there and is not going to be relative to the blower motor, but I'll pull it up anyway just so you guys can see it. Oh yeah, you're going to see the auxiliary temp, blend door, all that good stuff there because I had some things disconnected already, but I'm just bringing you guys in after the fact. So if I go back in here though and I do a key on engine off test, it should actually sit there and cycle that blower motor on and off at some point, and you will see it does not. I hear all the other actuator doors moving, I hear everything moving around here, but certainly no blower motor. And I'll wait for that to get done so I can get back into the data display and show you a little oddity about this one. There you are. Like I said, the only thing that's going to show there is the rear blend door clacking away. And if I go back again, I'm going to go into data display, and on data display, as of right now, I have blower motor relay already pre-selected on there, which I'm going to leave that there. And let me see if there's one here for the auxiliary. No, there's not. There's only the one there for the front blower. That's really what I care about, right? So I'm going to pull that up. Module supply voltage, which I didn't have selected before, but I should have before I started making this video. And I'll hit list view. And actually, maybe we'll just change it over to graph view. Okay, so blower motor relay says off. Module supply voltage says 11.9, which is correct, because I just have the key on and it's been on that way for a little while already. There's a small little tiny pulse there that you see on that module supply voltage. And I'm going to show you what that pulse is actually going to correspond to. Right now, I have here, whoop, yeah, it just happened there once. That is a test light hooked up to the control wire for this blower motor. I'm going to let it show you again one more time. There it is. And now we'll pull up our wiring diagram. So I wanted to see what was actually telling this thing to make this little click and this little thump of the blower motor. And we want to see who actually controls it. So here's a diagram. Very simple. We have our automatic climate, or not, our manual climate control unit on this side. Our blower motor relays up here. We have the violet and green wire that comes down, goes into the climate control, that turns on the blower motor relay, and if that happens, then our blower should come on. So violet and green is here. We have it up there right now. That's actually what I'm back probed into, and I'm watching that wire. I'm tied into a power here, and so I'm watching to see whether or not it ever gets grounded. And as you saw a moment ago, you'll get that momentary blink like that, and there's no good reason why that's happening, but there's also, if I sit here and I change around the blower switch, if I do anything at all with it, there's no change. Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen blower motor relay little pulse come up there on the screen. That's interesting. I wonder if that happened when I put the test light on. Let me try that again. I'm taking it off, I'm putting it back on to power, on and off. Nope. Well, that's the first time at least it showed it in data for a moment. And let me just wiggle that little connector up here again. I'm just wiggling here just to see that it's not a terminal tension issue, and it's not. Remember, this is supposed to be the command for the blower. Here, see, it pulsed that one time again, but we're only doing the command here. So anyhow, if we would sit there and we would look at any of the other data displays on there, we're not getting any change whatsoever on the rest of them either. The only thing I had to verify here was powers and grounds going into the module. So over here, two powers coming into the module. We have a vehicle power, that's the one that's hot at all times. I'm sorry, the other way around. The vehicle bat is powered at all times. The other one is in starter run with the white wire. Verified both of those up against the ground, which is down here at the bottom, and the ground is good as well. And again, I have that one little pulse that keeps on happening there from the blower relay. Now, there is a thermal limiter inside the blower resistor. Nothing fancy there. They essentially just basically will pop a fuse, if you will, or a circuit breaker. If it actually gets to the point there where the blower motor resistor gets too hot, it'll actually just shut it down, so it has no chance of a fire, because those things get hot. But nothing fancy here. We have a bad blower controller, or I should say, no, let me rephrase that. We have a bad HVAC module, and it's just odd. You know, it's just 2009. Didn't expect that kind of a failure, but if I come in, let me just pull it up for you anyway. Let's go back in here and we'll go out and we'll deselect everything here and we'll look for some AC switch status. Let's go to, what other kind of switch statuses do we have here? Rear defrost there, we could pick that one. We could go to passenger temperature selector input. We could go to, yeah, that's pretty much it, huh? You know what? Select them all. How's that? List view. And we'll get them up here on the screen and we'll see if anything at all changes on here. So, air distribution status not depressed. Now that would probably be our recirculate button. So I'm going to press that. Oh, you're kidding me. And it had it on do not disturb, but my phone likes to turn that off. So I'm going to hit that button. I am now depressing the air distribution status. I don't think that's going to be anything other than that. There's no change there. Our blower switch, there's nothing there for, let's see, fan speed setting input, not pressed. So no changes at all on fan speed setting input. And again, I'm sitting here turning it and I get no change whatsoever. And let's see, what else can we pick here? AC, we can turn the light on and off. Let's try to watch that one. The light does come on and off. It shows depressed and not depressed. So apparently it's feeling good about itself and it's not depressed. All right, but we have everything that we need here except for that blower motor relay control. It says we have 4 continuous codes. That's because of the ones I set earlier. And this thing is getting a new HVAC module, because there's nothing else here that we need in order to make this thing run. There goes our rear fan control, not pressed. Now, rear fan control does work, so I know that that's going to work, because we can actually turn that blower motor back there on high. It shows fan plus, fan minus. Wish they had that up here in the front so we could actually see it. I guess that's what fan speed setting input is going to be. But again, no change there whatsoever. Already had these connectors off back here, made sure the terminal tension was good. There's nothing there, no obvious burn marks, nothing like that. And that's really all we got. So there you go, video number 4 for the day.